He's a renowned scientist, entrepreneur, politician, and the world's wealthiest man for the 16th year in a row. This is his first interview since the impeachment and subsequent criminal charges. Please welcome former President of the United States, Alexander Luthor. They still really love you, don't they?
It's a good feeling. A mutual one. I've dedicated my life to building a better world for them.
May I call you Lex?
Everybody does.
You've had quite the life so far. Child of the suicide slums, boy genius, industrialist billionaire by your early 30s, self-proclaimed czar of Metropolis.
I believe that was Perry White that coined that term, actually.
And then the White House. A controversial campaign, an unexpected victory, and then the demonstrations began. Never in history has a commander-in-chief been so criticized, so vilified. How do you respond to such hatred?
Well, Kat, first I'd like to thank you for having me here today. I'd also like to point out that I resigned before the impeachment. And to this day, I still haven't been found guilty of any of the charges that were brought against me. And I can assure you that I will prove beyond any doubt that these allegations are just a product of the scandal-hungry press using fake news to develop alternate truths.
Okay, just help me understand. We are responsible for your transgressions.
Now, that's not what I said.
Well, then you are saying that LexCorp, the company you never divested yourself of, is guilt-free in the bizarro genetics crisis, illegal weapon sales, and polluting the Atlantic Ocean. Proven as fact by Arthur Curry and his environmentalists.
You say environmentalists. I say terrorists. We don't hear much from them anymore, do we? Suddenly, with me out of office, Mr. Curry just about vanished, and their issues are still standing. Yet his people don't seem to be pushing for reform anymore. Maybe it's because they're in the pocket of the Liberal Party.
You didn't answer my question, Lex. And what about the allegations that you had something to do with Curry's sudden disappearance?
That's preposterous. As a matter of fact, just this morning, I set up a $10 million fund to help find Mr. Curry, right along the Atlantic track where his ship disappeared. You can read all about it, www.findarthurcurry.com.
That's very noble of you, but it doesn't undo the damage that you did during your presidency. Do you care to talk about cutting funding for meals for kids and the impact that had on global hunger?
I've made some mistakes, Miss Grant. I'm not oblivious to that fact. Sometimes power can be blinding. See, first and foremost, I was always a businessman. And I made decisions. Don't get me wrong, good decisions for the American people. But they weren't from the heart. So today, I would like to use this platform to publicly announce my intent to rectify some of those mistakes. By the end of the year, I will have liquidated 90% of all of my holdings and donated them to charities around the world. We estimate the amount to exceed $170 billion. So now, as a renowned investigative journalist, would you be willing to look into the alleged ties between President Ross and the Environmental Party?
Yes. Yes, I would.